The northern Muslims are, they are lamenting that the southwesterners have bastardized Islam as a religion. Let's watch this video together.
Happy Sallah, everybody. Happy Sallah. We dey like this central mosque like this. We dey stand, we dey chop it, food day. Lekki Central Mosque. They dey shake people. Happy Sallah, everybody. I want to talk to them now.
Hi, everyone. My name was Sunusa. I'm here with Lekki people. We are eating meat for Saga. We are enjoying our.
Welcome back. You can see in that video, the Yorubas in the Lagos Central Mosque were out there in front of the Lagos Central Mosque in Lagos Island, eating meat and downing it with a bottle of beer. These have sparked an outrage in the north. This is why the north were trying to do everything possible to ensure that the Sharia law is what implemented in Southwest. In a situation whereby we have Sharia as of today in Southwest being fully implemented, the police, like those that are called Isba in the north, would have gone to that mosque, arrest that guy, possibly lock him up, or even cut one of his hands off. You see, when we say that the Southwest can never practice the type of religious extremism that they practice in the north, they thought it was a joke. The Sultan tried to manifest some schemes, because we saw the Sultan writing a letter to all the Southwest governors that no Muslim should be questioned on whatever level he wants to take the religions to. That if they want to be a Islamic extremist, they have every right to do it. That if they want to have Sharia panel or Sharia court or Sharia law, whereby if you steal, they cut off your hand. And meanwhile, mind you, the rich amongst them do not get in any way persecuted. So you can see right there in the Lagos Central Mosque, that very big mosque there, as you can see on my screen, those boys were there having fun, chewing their meat. In fact, some of them will even eat dog and pork meat today. That doesn't make them a less Muslim. This is what they have to get in the north. This is why you see that every agenda of the ISWAP, every agenda of the Fulani bandits, what they call Islamization agenda, is simple. The spreading of the what Uthman Danfodio jihad that started in 1804, which they got to Borno. They saw the people of Borno, who are the Kanuris, the El Kanemi Kingdom Caliphate. They saw that they were already Muslims, but they said they were not Muslim enough, that they were liberal Muslims. Just the way they are defining the Yoruba Muslim today, they call the Yoruba Muslims fake Muslims. They said that the one bringing disrepute, they said that the one bringing disregard to the Muslims in the whole wide world. In fact, the craziest part is I have seen some northern youths, the likes of Faris, so many of them, they will say that Saudi Arabia is turning to something else because they are now opening up their economy for America, for people to come into tourism, a situation whereby Western education is openly and aggressively accepted in Saudi Arabia. But it is our northern brothers who are wallowing in poverty that will say that Saudi Arabia, who are the genesis of Islam, that they are practicing the religion in the wrong way. The way they castigate the Yorubas, this is why you see that when you go to the north, you hardly see where a Yoruba man will be the one leading the prayer in the mosque. I'm telling you, if you have to be a Yoruba man who wants to lead the prayer, you must have been converted 100% to understand that you will begin to carry the Fulani mentality. In that situation, you will not adopt the Western education. In that situation, that you are leading a prayer in that corner, you would have changed your name. You cannot be bearing Tubosu. You cannot be bearing Olawale. You'll be bearing names like An-Nasr, Ibn Muhammadan. You change everything about you to suit this narrative that you are Arabia. I have never had such a level of psychosis, mental derangement. So because I accept a religion, everything about me, the name they gave to me on my naming ceremony, I have to change it. So because I accepted the religion, my way of life, my culture, everything has to be flushed down into the drain. So because I accepted religion, I would say no and bye-bye to science and technology. So because I accepted a religion, I cannot sit with my friends on a day that is for merriment. I eat meat and I take 1 or 2 bottles of alcohol. Look at that young man there. You see that young black boy where you see as they chop the meat, they chop the meat. God save and say no be not. Therefore, wipe and better care. Nothing less than 200 stock. That is what you take. But you see, this is why you will see that these Muslims in the Southwest are readily available for development. This is why you see that people are ready to negotiate, to go into business, to interact with them, because they have that liberal mindset. Because they know that the only person that can castigate or judge you, that should belong to the unforeseen or the unimaginable God. Period. So you do not come to be my judge and you pass every justice about my matter because I drink alcohol. You know, they will tell you that drinking alcohol is an haram. They will tell you that eating a social meat is an haram. I have said it, that sometimes you need to take a little bit of alcohol to bring the best out of you. Sometimes you will have no option, but you have a meat to eat. A soldier who has no any other option but to hit a dog because he's on the war front, will that soldier starve to death because he's a Muslim? So we have to see this thing, and this is why there's this high level of disparity. The mentality of the North and the South is so wide. This is why you see the North doing everything possible to impose themselves. The way they practice the Muslim religion, this is why you see them doing everything to impose it on the South. So go to some places in Enugu, go to some places in Ebonyi. Afikpo precisely is the Muslim headquarter in the Southeast. Go to Iwo, is the Muslim headquarter in the Southwest, Iwo in Osun State. The king of Iwo, Iwo land, this man had to literally say that he will drop the traditional crown and put on a turban, that he is a emir. In fact, he wants to change his name from Oba to Emir of Iwo land. And the Iwo people said, no, this is not going to happen. That you try that nonsense, you will have your head off. And yes, the guy had to change his mouth. We saw how they did everything to infiltrate the coronation, the appointment of the next Alaafin of Oyo Kingdom. I have your Oyo, which happens to be the political capital of the Yorubas. Right? We saw how they have infiltrated that same Lagos Central Mosque, whereby the Imam there came out and said that Jesus is not Lord. That actually led to so many outrage, but we know how they solved it, because they are what? Because in the Yoruba land, there's tolerance for religion. You do not there as a Christian and you go to the North and you say that Muhammad is non-existent, because in your Bible, there's nobody like Prophet Muhammad. In the Muslim religion, Jesus Christ is not a Messiah, he's just an ordinary prophet. But the Christians in their home book, Jesus Christ is a Messiah. Now that disparity, we shouldn't get to a point whereby we'll start arguing it. But we saw how the Muslim Alpha in Lagos thought that he could just post a banner and that would not infuriate people. However, we saw how people controlled and were able to just tolerate it. But we know that woman in Abuja, because she was just on the street of Abuja going for evangelism and she was beheaded. We know that young lady in Sokoto, because there was an argument in a WhatsApp group and she said that enough is enough, that why are they talking about Muhammad? That she doesn't care about Muhammad. We know what they did to her. They stoned her to death. Now, it is clear that the Southwest practice another form of Islam, but this is an Islam that is welcoming to all. Why the North practice their own Islam of the 16th century, which is when you fornicate, you get stoned, which is when you steal, you get amputated. But the rich amongst them, at the end of the day, nothing happened.
Happy Sallah, everybody. Happy Sallah. We dey Lekki Central Mosque like this. We dey stand, we dey chop meat, food day. Lekki Central Mosque. They dey shake people. Happy Sallah, everybody. I go talk to them now.
Hi everyone. My name was Sunusa. I'm here with Lucky Street Boy. You are eating meat for Saga. Oh, you are enjoying your